hard to put into words. I had a daughter that was 5 when her mother passed. So couldn't ask for a better mother than Tawanna. I want to cry.
I actually joke that I fell in love with her and I married him to get her. I loved her from the first time I met her.
Tragedy struck Barry in his first marriage. He lost his wife to a grueling battle with both breast and small cell lung cancer. Barry found love again with Tawanna. They've been married for 17 years, but in 2023, Barry's nightmare returned. Tawanna was diagnosed with cancer.
I'd already been there, so that hit a little extra hard.
There has been some guilt. I do worry that I'll be a burden, which I never want to be. But, I hope the good outweighs the bad.
Every time we had something happen, many times it would drive families apart. It's drove us closer. She has always put everybody else first. And this was an ultimate gift.
One of the agents here in our office brought her granddaughter, who was adopted, to the office to meet us. And she had kidney disease. And of course, I fell in love with her. Her name was Sera.
She loves Sera. They just are like, they were thick as thieves. Anytime she was here, they was pushing up down the hall and cardboard boxes and playing.
We knew that at some point she would need a kidney transplant. So at the time, I researched a little bit and I thought that might be something I consider because I just fell in love with her. Well, fast forward to 2023 and it was time. Sera needed a kidney. So they were taking applications and I applied. And so they called and said, do you still want to do this? And I said, absolutely. And we were set. They were going to take my left kidney. So I went and started the testing and I passed all the tests absolutely perfectly. It was a God thing. And I was elated. I had a purpose. At the last meeting with the surgeon, she said, you have a lymph node that looks a little odd. And I just would feel better if we checked it. So I did the biopsy, fully thinking I'm good. And about a week later, I got the results in my chart in my email that it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So that knocked me out of the donation. I was no longer able to donate to Sera. So I never had any symptoms. I never had any idea. I would have never known that it was there had I not went for the donation testing. Sera at the time, she said, you were trying to save my life, but I've saved yours. She did.
And that's the ultimate gift, to give a part of you to somebody, and when she couldn't do it, it's saving her life. God has a funny way of working things out.
I was more devastated that I could not give her the kidney than I was that I had cancer. Here I went from being told you'll function with 1 kidney just as well as you function with 2 because you're so healthy, to you have cancer within just a few days. So when it came through my chart, and I was sitting in this office actually, and I read it and I looked up at Barry, we were together, and I said, does that mean I have cancer? And he said, yeah. So I started Googling. That's just what you do. You just start Googling. And I was a wreck.
I'd already been there, so that hit a little extra hard.
He knew a lot of the verbiage that was being used that helped me. It probably did not help him. I'm sure it brought a lot of bad things back. But knowing that he had been through someone who had had chemo, who had had radiation, who had been through this process, he knew a lot about what was coming. It's a blessing and a curse.
To me, it's not a death sentence, it's a life sentence.
Follicular lymphoma is slow growing, so doctors put about 30% of patients on what's called watch and wait, or active surveillance. The goal is to prevent unnecessary treatment too early, keeping an active eye on the lymphoma with regular checkups.
While it's not curable, it's extremely treatable. And he went through a lot of what my future was going to look like. So when I left there, I remember we went to a Mexican restaurant and we celebrated because it was such a weight lifted that they can treat it, even though the watch and wait is very scary, very mentally draining sometimes. He made me feel very comfortable He answered both of our questions.
A lot of questions. He broke it down very simple and was in no rush. He talked to us as long as we wanted to talk, and very comfortable. Just like we're talking now, he was very, very personable. He takes it personal. He's very, has a lot of empathy with what he does. He's great.
He made me very comfortable in the fact that he wanted me to go live my life. He would worry about it. You know, I don't want you to worry about it. You go on, live your life. I'll take care of this. And I felt very good when I left. That doesn't mean that there are days when I don't, fall apart or get nervous, or when it's time for a scan, I struggle. But I have a very good team.
I think for me, it was the way he described it was so small that the chemo they're using now is like Velcro. And it was so small, the Velcro would not stick to it. It wouldn't be any benefit. It would just make her sick and go through all those symptoms with being sick and the side effects. That it wouldn't be of any benefit until later on when it grew, if it did grow, to the fact the size it got big enough to treat. And he makes us very comfortable with for the most part, with what he's doing.
I know a lot of people don't understand it. They'll say, why are you waiting? Why are you waiting for it to grow? I only have so many treatment options. If I use up my treatment options now, I'll run out of treatment options. I've got to wait, as he's explained it, till it gets to the size that it's causing a problem. And right now, I have no symptoms. It doesn't show up in my blood work. Even though I have multiple lymph nodes affected, I even have one that I can see that is a large lump in my collarbone. It still is not enough that I need treatment. I can save those treatments because I'm going to possibly have to have more than one treatment over the course of my lifetime because I started out so young.
And the advancements they're making right now with the blood cancer is amazing, how they're catching up with it.
The new treatments are very, I'm really pleased. I have a lot of options, but I can only do so many. I pray a lot. I lean on God a lot because, I can get a stomach virus and I think it's spread to my stomach. That's where my mind starts going, or if my hip hurts, what if it's getting in my bone marrow? What if it's growing? But I have to take myself back to, if God hadn't laid it on my heart to donate that kidney, I wouldn't even know I had it. He took care of me this far. He's going to take care of me. And he's given me the best support group. But it's a roller coaster. Some days are hard. Some days I struggle, with it in my head, and I've got to try to get out of my head and think, you're okay. They're watching this and you're okay. I've actually been bumped out now that I can go a year without a scan, as long as my blood work is good. I know that one day it's possible that I could have to have treatment, but I try to not think about that.
I don't miss an appointment. The last appointment was pretty tough. The watch and wait part, he wanted to go. We've been going every 6 months, and he pushed it off to a year. That made me real anxious.
I know Barry wasn't comfortable with going a year, but when you're having scans every 6 months, it's almost like every 6 months you've got to go through that anxiety, and it's so hard leading up to it. And I'm not a very nice person leading up to it because I'm very stressed. I get a little depressed. I don't like doing the scans. I know they don't take long, but it's just, it hits you that it's real. How did I get here? Every time you show up for a scan, I'm thinking, how did I end up here? So being able to put it off for a year mentally was really good for me. I'm very careful. I try to watch for signs. Of course, I'll have blood work, but there are signs and there are symptoms, and I try to make sure that I'm being cognizant of, am I having any symptoms? But so far, so good. It's a blessing that you can wait and you can put it off, and you may never have to have treatment, but the mental side of it, of knowing it's sitting in you, every day you wake up with cancer, you're never going to be in remission. It's always going to be there, is hard. So I would say it is a blessing and a curse at the same time. There are days that I have said, I just want to get it out of me. I just want to be done. Don't want to think about it anymore. I just want it to be over. But that's not realistic with this type of cancer because it is not curable. So it's just something I have to learn. It's different than the experience he's had in the past. And that was something that really bothered me was he's been through this already and here I am going to put him through it again. But it is different. I mean, life is just as normal as it can be. I mean, I'm not thinking about it every day. I'm not having to deal with it every day. Or I try not to. We do have the opportunity, to do things as my bucket list, to get things done, to do all those things I wanted to do in case in the future I do have to go through treatment, or if, God forbid, that it doesn't go as planned.
I just try to be there, do my best to be present. It's hard with the business we have to me to be as present as I want to be. But I try hard. When the flag goes up, I'm there. Sometimes it takes her waving it twice. But when she needs me, I think I'm always ready to be there. And everyone knows that. And when she needs me, that's top priority.
There's a grieving process, I'm sure you know. You have to grieve what life you thought you had, because my life's never going to look the same. But it doesn't mean I can't have a good life. I've had more fun since I've had my cancer diagnosis than I had the entire first part of my life, because of just, you've only got a short time to go, so you may as well fit everything in now. So it's not all bad. There are blessings in that, then you can find. There's a silver lining in there.
It's made us much closer. Most couples, when they have the situation we've been through, numerous ones, they would be divorced 10 times over. Each time we've had a situation, whatever it was, it's always made us closer, and this has definitely done that too.
We laugh our way through. We don't argue. We're not arguers. I can go for scans and I'm nervous, but we always have fun. What keeps me going is my children and my grandchildren, that I want to see who they become. I don't want to leave Barry by himself, because he is not going to give my shoes to another woman. So I'm going to stick around. So, but as I said before, if it doesn't work out, I have peace with that too. At first I didn't, but I can say now I have peace with whichever way this goes. I'll be okay.